What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but my buds call me Bam. Holy crap, dudes. This story, man. Last week, I'm not gonna lie, I was a buzz for several days after this game. I know I got very excited and shouted a lot near the end of the game. So if I blew your eardrums out, I apologize. I just legit, like, that was some good friggin' D&D, man. And I can't wait to get back to it. We are back this week. We're still working on some pretty awesome things on the back end. All I can say is that there are some very exciting things coming. Once those are all set in stone, you'll be the first to know. Follow us. We are Art Hard Studios at Weed&d. How fun! That's the show we're on right now. Over on Facebook, we're Art Hard Studios. Twitter, we're Art Hard Studios. Instagram, we're Art Hard Studios. We also have the Weed&d Hub group on Facebook, which is growing every day, and it's fantastic. And so, yeah, follow us over there. Come join the Discord. That's usually where we're kind of hanging out. You get a little opportunity to kind of shoot the shit with us, maybe play some video games and the like. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, come on over, man. It's a blast. All the buds there are so awesome. It's such a wonderful part of our community, and I just love being able to go there all the time. So big shout out to all you wonderful buds that make all of our communities so freaking wonderful, and the biggest love from all of us to you guys that just make this thing that we all love so freaking special. This is my favorite thing with my favorite people, my favorite way. So thank you for saying all the very lovely things that you've said along the way, and just being here and being so wonderfully supportive, and just all the other creative communities that have kind of mingled with ours. And it's just, I fucking love all these people. It's been, even though it was genuinely considered a very rough year last year, the fact that this kind of came out of it is something that gives me a lot of light as we transition into this next step. So thank you guys so much. Genuinely, I fucking love all of you. But most importantly, I love the sweet cast of Weed&d. So I'm going to take this little joint here, pass it through the magical fibers of the interweb to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna, how you doing, girl?
Whoa, that was a good one. It was a real toughie. Hi guys, I'm Brenna Folger, Prince Bruno, the Serpent Slayer, and guess what? My favorite Sesame Street character is Grover. So take that with you, put that in your pocket, and pass this pipe to Miss Abby Dandy. What's going on, Abby girl?
Oh, what is up? Thank you so much, Abby Dandy. I play tennis smooth hands around these parts, but thinking about Sesame Street, oh my gosh. Well, there's a character whose name is Abby Cadabby. Like, she's my girl. She's a little fairy princess, I gotta pick her. She's amazing. But yeah, moving on from one fairy princess to maybe the buffest fairy princess I ever met. What you got for us today, Drewby?
Oh, I'm the fairy princess? That's
fun.
Yeah,
it's you.
What up, y'all? Drew, Dorcas the Mountain Dwarf, level 9, Battle Master, Sesame Street, doing it right. Everyone knows it's all about big. I'm just kidding. Oscar the Grouch, I'm grumpy as shit. Everyone should have called that one a mile away. And, I live in garbage. So.
I live in a trash can.
My life's a dumpster.
No one's helping me.
My soul is dog shit. No, I love you guys so much. This is something I look forward to every fucking week. And the buds and these fucking amazing, and Sean and fucking Steph behind the scenes getting it done. God, it fills my dog shit used to be filled soul with love and light and best friends. I forgot to turn this off, didn't I? Sorry. Well, this is like my first time. No, you forget to leave it off all the time. So anyway, here's some marijuana for you. Good luck, buddy. Ready? Oof.
Ooh. That was a quick one there, best friend.
Yeah, I know.
Received. Ooh. Well, that's a new piece. We'll have to get to that in a second. Jake Taylor here, once again, is Rial Opravan, the level 9 High Elf Arcane Trickster Rogue. And you sure left me a gift. Brand new, tried one of those silicone boys, but the color reminds me of someone. So everyone meet Glorp Jr., aka Glorp 2 Electric Glorpaloo. So
Yes!
he's joining the cast now. And what better way to christen him than with my amazing friends and you amazing buds? Let's do this, y'all. I can't fucking wait. What you got, Gus?
Oh, hey, congrats on the new pipe, Jake. That's right. It is your boy, Gus. Two Blunts, Langley, playing Divot, the resident revenant bard warlock. I gotta be honest, when it comes to Sesame Street, I gotta go with the OG power couple, Bert and Ernie. They've been doing it and doing it well for a very long time, and I have always loved them. So with that being said, let me pass it over to Bam.
Oh my. Let's see. Favorite Sesame Street. I used to do this. This hurts me to acknowledge. So it's definitely Elmo, but it's because I used to do a perfect Elmo, and then like my vocal cords shifted, and now you have this like gruff garbage can voice of mine. And so I'm gonna try it. Elmo. It's not as good as it used to be. It used to be way better. I promise. It was like the spinning. Jigglypuff too. I didn't mean Jigglypuff. Anyway, so Elmo. That's my answer. These are all of my favorite people in the world. This is the game WeeDnD, but in order to get it started, we got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a little lighter like this one here. This one is a critical hit dice with lightning bolts hitting it. I remember Brand had one and I immediately had to go get copycat and make sure we're not gonna light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Ooh. I'm pumped, guys. I'm very excited. All right, if you will please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they floated in the crystalline blue waters of the Scrying Pools of Hadenax, within the den of the great dragon Zulithax. Having proved themselves worthy in the trial of the body, the five were granted access to the treasure hoard of their choosing by the statue of Hadenax himself. No time was afforded them to make their decision as noxious fumes began to fill the ritual chamber, driving them to follow their instincts and go through the eastern door. There, they found the magical scrying pools, which allowed a view of that which bore a strong connection in each of their memories. First, Tina searched for Shren Oldbuck, she and Divot's father, who seemed still foiled by the curse that inhabits the Luckblade, as he thrashed about in his study in Ashburn. Next, Brumor called upon the memories of her home kingdom Elmira, and was saddened to see its fall at the hands of the shadow dragon Exonius. Thoricus then took the opportunity to check in on his rival, Vegeta Shalefist, who appeared drinking in a bar of dwarven design. However, the general of the Stone Reavers of Kulmara was not alone, as Ulara, Brunor's sister, came into view, holding a wanted poster seeking Brunor for treason against her home kingdom of Elmira. All right, guys, we jump back in. You're all kind of floating in these electric blue and white waters. You know, the calmest water you've ever felt in your life. It has a soothing breeze as it touches the parts of your skin, and it's very easy to just disappear into the back of your thoughts. These memories turning into mist that are then breathed in by each person trying to scry in this magical portal that sits before you. You see the stones walking toward this rune opening, a large hexagonal-shaped portal that just ripples with magic. Currently in frame, you see Vegeta Shalefist, rival of Thoricus Onyxheart, and Ulara, the Serpent, Brunor's sister, striking red hair as she fiddles about with this wanted poster that bears your image on it, Brunor. You, Thoricus, are kind of looking at this same display, not as taken aback as Brunor is in this moment. You're kind of looking around. The portal itself is surrounded by these electric blue runes. Tina has tried to determine the exact definition of them, but was unable to do so. However, they do seem to relate to the strong magical energy that allows the scrying pool to exist. Normally it would be through Tina that you guys could do any kind of scry. This ability for you all to kind of share your memories together is unique to this highly magical place. The room around you is like a dark cave, extremely humid, almost like taking a soft drink when you breathe in. The air cuts like butter. You're sweating around the parts of you that are not covered in the water right now. Brunor, you're looking into this image, and you just watched your sister of your child, the memory of what you last saw her as, in your vision of Elmira. And then as this strange picture of Thoricus's came into light, the strange Mar that was the shape of your sister then grew in age to about the age that she would be now. She stands there, a young woman, highly musculature, hanging, like gilded with beautiful robes and striking red hair. All the trappings of a noble of Elmira. You see, actually, now that the picture's kind of filled out, in the background of this bar, there's a couple other sea elves just handling some boxes and, shuffling things around. You would assume perhaps her escorts. As you kind of start, taking in the features of her delicate, sea elf face. She's one of the most beautiful sea elves. She was destined to rule the bloodline, to run the kingdom of Elmira before the fall at the hands of I keep doing that, of the shadow dragon Exonius. And so as you look upon her face, you can't help but see the features of hers that match your own. And then you see the difference between where you have your father's, eyes and she has your mother's chin. And you're just taking all of this in. And then just like with Shren, you see her suddenly looking down at this piece of paper. And then she looks up right at you. You see these piercing, bright green eyes to offset against her blue skin, her striking red-colored hair, as she appears to be looking directly through this window at you, Brunor. The distance between each of you kind of simplified by this strange image of like this pane of glass that you seem to be gazing through. Even though it's Thoricus's scry, she seems to be looking down at you as you float in the waters. You feel all that surge of emotion, all the seeing your kingdom fall, not knowing if your sister was alive or not, and then this big rush flood of emotions hits you, and you see the scrying pool reacts. The image in the red and white mist dissolves. You all feel this strange wave of guilt and sadness just kind of wash through the waters like a wave over each of you. You take a breath. The steaming mists of the pools around you calm. The magic portal resolves back into its red and white mist with this purple iris that floats at the center. What do you do?
I thought she didn't make it. I thought nobody made it. I seriously thought I was the only one left. I can't... And she's hanging out with your fucking dude.
Why? That guy sucks. I mean, he's
This
all
is
right.
good news, though. Your sister lives.
Yeah, but she's clearly very pissed at me.
Well, yeah, that checks out. Treason. I mean, you don't really seem like the treason type. But I'm not the father figure general killing type either, and they fucking slapped that on me. Fucking check it. You got me. But yeah, so how do you feel about her being alive?
I feel like it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because she was the last person I saw before I left.
Right.
I look at Tina and I'm like, we have another sister.
I go to Bruno and I notice that she's in shock, and I'm like, I know I have a mole egg or something. Let's get out of the pool real quick, and I kind of like guide her out and and along on like a more flat area so that, sit down.
You find as you get away from the water that impulse to live in your memories and stuff is a little farther away. Like the magical aura of this water seems to make you go to these places. So Brunor, as you feel the cool air of the cave, almost like getting out of a hot tub, the difference in the air, it's like a calming wave. You feel like you have a little more control over your thoughts in this moment, but that magical web of mystery in your mind is kind of peeled back as you've got away from the waters.
She must be looking for me because as far as I know, there's nothing left of Elmira for me to be brought to court for treason. So I have this feeling that that's her way of finding me.
How much you worth, by the way? Was there like a reward?
Make me a perception check, Thorcus. Maybe you were like, and you peeped at the bottom. Brunor, surely you were too struck by the appearance of your face and the word treason. But maybe Thorcus was, doing the scales real quick.
Well, double nines.
I want to know, though, because Brunor would be totally like, hold on a fucking... Yeah, how much am I worth?
That's
Right.
true. Give me a perception check, true, as well, Brunor. It wasn't like you were looking at the page. You were looking at someone looking at the page. So maybe you didn't get the angle that you.
Well, maybe you did.
There it is.
Rules are rules. I love how people are like trying to insinuate that I make you guys roll a lot just so that we get more crits. Like they're absolutely right.
Me and the dice have an understanding.
Brunor, the price on your head is 10,000 gold. You all know a bit, especially Tina with your, relations to the syndicate, seeing how they operate. A 10,000 gold piece bounty draws a lot of attention. So, you are aware that, like, if word of that were to get around, there would be a lot of bounty hunters that would be interested in finding where you are.
Yeah, I realize this, and to Brunor, I say, we probably have to move swiftly if you're aware of this treason accusation.
Yeah, it looks like I'm about to get really popular. So, cha.
Are you ready to face this sister of yours, or should we go elsewhere?
Honestly, there are parts of me that would rather stare Exonius in the face than have to talk to my sister again, but she is the only family I have left, and we had our tough times, but we did get along, There was a lot of stuff that we didn't agree upon, but I know that we still would have had each other's backs at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Family.
It's like you guys. Like, I have your back. No matter what. No matter what this Vegeta Shaleface motherfucker does, I got you.
I got you. But it
I
seems
want
like
to Josh. I want to start joshing.
Oh, Josh!
All right, give me a Josh check, Brunor.
Okay, please. I think I just... Please.
You get advantage because you need it so much. You get a second one because like Brunor really needs a good Josh. But it's just like...
Oh.
Fine, I don't have to be. Fine. Fine.
I get excited a little bit and I start and I realize that it's not the vibe. Oh.
Still not the vibe. Okay, it'll...
Yeah, you guys could try that.
It'll happen when it happens.
That strange invention that you guys did. I believe it was like where you attacked each other physically.
Oh, no, wait, yes.
Oh.
That one. And okay, yes, we can do that.
Yes.
perfect.
So,
So I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
fine. I was just gonna say, so Shren has the luck blade, but he doesn't know what to do with it yet. We have, to figure out how to put the head back on the mountain.
Yeah, there's that. Malor's
There's
Yeah.
clearly a bunch of shit going on with these druids, right? After with
Yeah.
Titaniana,
Tatiana, I think. Yeah.
and her sister Queen Mab,
Titania.
Titania.
We got there.
Yeah.
We got there.
Tanya?
Tiny Tanya, Tony Roma.
Yo, while
Oh.
Bruno is making this list, I'm like, yes, all these things. Plus one other thing. But I don't say that last part out loud.
Yeah, you're looking over, at again, Divot, as these, the two, one of the shapes that was in sight, you again got that heartbeat from. If you'll recall, it was the outline of Vegeta's Shalefist, who seems somehow infused with the power of Sithesis now. And so,
and Ixonia is correct.
Correct. Yes. So it's like you've been like watching one of those buffets where it just rolls by in front of your face. Like first your friend and ally Rial, who is the goodness of Sithesis removed through the fractionation ritual. Is constantly around you. You've learned to stifle that heartbeat. But now seeing both Vegeta Shalefist and Ixonius one after the other, your mouth is a little wet, and you're just there's a craving toward the destiny that your life source is tied to, that's kind of crawling at the inside of you a little bit. Just to make it clear, you guys do also, anybody who hasn't scryed yet still has the opportunity to do so. I just want to make that, it wasn't like the seeing her.
That would just
break
be me and Rial, right?
Yes.
All right, Rial, I don't want to take your agency away, but I'm going to do something dramatic. I flipped the coin. And it said yes.
So my tattoos.
I hear his beating drawing me closer and closer, and it's like a weirder beat than normal because I'm hearing those two other beats echoing through me still. So it's like boom, 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 and I come in, and because I do have a lot of love for Rial, and I just embrace him, and then I want to just both fall into the pool together and see what happens.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so this requires a bit of honesty from both of you in this moment. As you would do this, Divot, Rial, what would be the first thing that either of you were thinking about? What would, had your turn been to be at bat? And you might not get to see that, the fusing of both of your energies, but what would each of you be thinking of?
I can tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking that there's no way that we're going to be able to defeat Ixonius without Rial. I don't know this shellfish guy, but I am in no rush to kill my friend. That is a hateful thing that I will have to deal with, but I am much more about these other people and know that I can't do it without his help.
All right, yeah, you grab him and you splash through into the water. Rial, what would your thought be upon?
Sithesis. There's a lot of questions out there, and a lot of them tie back to him. If there's anyone whose memories he's attached to, well, here I am.
All right.
But I also appreciate the kind of, Divot and I sort of have the, hey, if neither of us are married the next year, we'll just kill each other. So, I'm cool with it. We talked about it, so I get it.
It's all good. I gave him a finger. I gave him a claw from something. All right. You hear the splash of the water. The three of you not involved. Kind of a little shocking to watch Divot just grabs Rial and drop into the water so suddenly. As the water starts to ripple, suddenly you see all the water around you. It starts bubbling. This smooth, crystalline water is suddenly very agitated, as if you guys threw a bunch of Mentos into the Coca-Cola that was this water. You start seeing spurts of water burst up. Divot, Rial, suddenly you're both you feel as if you're each one eye of a pair of eyes. At first it's hard to focus as you both kind of steer this magical portal. The three of you not engaged in this magic suddenly start to see the image coming into focus as the red and pink mist swirls around the purple iris. You guys, as these two eyes are looking around, and you feel yourself tear away from each other. You look down upon like the Argovian Empire, the realms of the Fellsworn, far to the northern lands where Ashbury and Kulmara are. You guys feel yourself kind of like almost scouring the globe of Everendel. Kind of looking around, waiting for this ping of magic to draw you in. Where is Sithesis? Where is Sithesis? And you realize that there is a limit to this scrying magic. You're only looking around the primaterial plane. Now, Rial, you suddenly start looking around and you see this like invisible seam between you and the outside planes around you. Divot, you almost like look up and see the eye that is Rial, and you both fuse together and look up, and you watch as the barrier of the planes, through the fusion of your combined powerful memories and this extreme magic of this scrying pool, you see the layer between you and the rest of the planes just start peeling back. And for a moment, you catch a glimpse of the entire multiverse. You see the plains of elemental chaos, burning fires, endless water, rivers of stone, the plains of air and ice. You kind of look for a moment. You see this great giant circular city just rotating. The points of the rooftops pointing at each of them as it rotates in space. This strange central cog of all of these different planes around you. You see the Feywild, the great endless forest of wild nature, twisting trees and glowing lights, offset by the echo of the plane of shadow to your left, a place of dread and anti-life. It's so much to take in at once that you're almost blinded by spectacle. There is so much to be seen outside of the realm of men that even you who have read about it couldn't fathom how big the expanse is. And so for a brief moment, it's like hard to breathe as you guys are choking on the water of the scrying pool underneath. Divot, even you who doesn't need to breathe, feel like you're gasping underneath this strange magic water that's churning like crazy. And suddenly you watch the lens turn and focus to the Feywild. Suddenly you start zooming in, the planes of elemental chaos, the devil, heaven and hell. They all start disappearing as you turn and focus on this endless mass. Like the size of the Feywild cannot be overstated. This endless wilderness of wild trees and great life. You start bearing in. You see to the south the kingdom of ice and shadow, that of the realm of Queen Mab. You see to the north the glowing sunlight of the Spring Kingdom and where Queen Titania lays. You start feeling yourself expect to turn to the right when the lens shifts to the left toward the Spring Kingdom and starts zooming in. Great trees and wild creatures of all designs start zipping past you, the blood-singing mushrooms, the strange caves, the strange workshop that you guys helped defend it as you fly over this great expanse. Suddenly your eyes are blinded by just the pristine vision of the kingdom of the Spring Court. So beautiful, so magnanimous that the sunlight shines off every piece, and it's like having the sun reflected right back into your eyes for a moment. Suddenly these magical eyes that both of you are adjust, and you start floating into the town. And for a moment, you see the shoulders of a familiar figure, red-plated, platinum-outlined armor, the son of dawn, strapped across his back. You see his little rabbit ears, his funny teeth as he sticks, and he's standing at the bottom of these gilded steps that go up to 5 thrones that appear to be stars. So bright, so beautiful, your mortal eyes cannot comprehend how wonderful these beings look. 5 of them sit in the 5 thrones of the summer court. You see Sakiri, guardian of the summer court, standing at the bottom of the steps, and he, like so many others, kind of seems to, you see his ears twitch, as if he's suddenly aware that he's being watched. And you pass beyond him to this crippled form of a man in this dark black robe. Rial, it looks like you would look in 1,000 years. It's the same face that you guys know of Rial Othervon, but aged nearly a millennia. It's like the skin hangs on the edge of his face. His sharp elvish features now bones that protrude from sagging skin, just withered with age. You see his dark, sinister smile as he bends over, and he seems to be petting the palm of one of these creatures of light. Divot, Rial, you focus in. This is in fact Sithesis is currently at the side of one of these figures in the summer court. What do you guys do?
Yo, just to be clear, there are like things sitting in those thrones.
There are 5, and one of them you can see it's like he's pulled a strand of light out of this star and he's like petting it. And you see him looking up and his mouth is whispering, but he's not talking with his lips. Divot, you're very familiar with telepathic communication. And it's like these beings may not have a physical language. Like they may only be able to communicate telepathically. But you see as he kind of looks up and, this dark, sinister look about his eyes, he seems to somehow have the hand of one of these light creatures and appears to be talking to them. But you guys are floating in this like beautiful palace, pillars of pearl and gold around you on all sides, gold leafing, and it's Real, for you it's a bit striking because it's like looking at what inspired the elvish race, and it's like, so this is the original artwork. These buildings are centuries and decades, millennia, potentially have always existed and always will, but there is a just an amazing brilliance to the surroundings around you.
Brunor definitely respects this castle. It's like good. Game respects game. Castle respects castle.
Brunor, you too, a sea elf. Like you're like, oh, look at that pillar there. That looks a lot like Elmirans must have also somehow. It's like you see that same lineage of elven artwork. It's like the core of that.
Tubular.
Am I getting vibes from the hooded guy like I was people in?
In fact, Divot, the beating of the heart is so loud that you hear it rumble off the eye next to you. And at this point, you think, through use of this magic, this might be the closest to Sithesis that Real has ever been. And so Real, you're looking upon this, like the painting that, doesn't, or that ages while you don't. It's this Dorian Gray moment where you're looking on this ancient, it's like knowing deep down, if you lived 1,000 years, this is what you would look like. And so in this moment, you guys are, almost like flies in the room as nobody seems to be talking. Curie stands there. You see him kind of looking around, his ear twitching, not able to quite focus in on it, but you can tell that he has a sense that they're being watched in this moment.
Yo, I like mentally try to communicate with Real, and I'm like, I'm just like, get out! Like, because I don't want them to know that we see them. And I know how powerful they are, so I'm just like, get out!
As Divot severs the magic as the one who actually casted this scry, Divot, suddenly the waters inside the scrying pool area where the rest of you float, they start to calm down. Divot, you snap out, but Real, you are staring at this and you watch as everything around this robed Sithesis peels back, just stretches back to the reality of the primaterial plane with Divot left by the magic, and you find yourself just floating there, you and he. And as he strokes this golden light, you see he turns up and looks directly at you. All of you back in the cave, the waters splash back down. You see Divot, he like comes out of the water. Divot, you feel to your right. Real is not there. You start grasping around in the water, splashing around with your skeletal fingertips, looking around on the stones. Real is gone.
No. Wait. Hello.
Hey, good buddy.
Real?
Where you at?
Different plane of existence. Your stones do not work.
Shit.
I got this.
Shit. Shit. Everybody saw that?
Chai saw that. Can we all, what happens if we all get in the water and start thinking about Real? Does it bring him back?
Let's try it.
Or does it show him us wherever he is?
Do we have to like clap our hands to believe in him?
We just have to get in the water, and I like shove Thoricus in the water.
Yeah, Thoricus, you splash in the water, and everybody So is that your guys' plan? Jump in and think of Rial?
Yeah, I'm in immediately too. Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's all hold hands.
Yeah, we hold hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back from this Real.
You guys, you feel that missing piece. Rial has now become, it's like at this point, it's hard to tell where any one of you, ends and begins. The group of you have now conquered so many paths before you that when any one of you is gone, it is very much a phantom feeling. And so you jump into the water, you look at the scrying pool, you all begin thinking thoughts of Rial.
I pipe up and I say, does anybody have something nice that they would like to say about Rial?
He's got a sweet ass dick.
Whoa.
That's nice.
Handsome as fuck.
Whoa, wait.
I seen it.
Hey.
He was
Tagging the heat, y'all.
by the river.
Whoa.
Right.
All right.
That's a really nice thing to say about someone else.
That
I
is
get-
very
it
nice.
really
Thor. Yes,
is.
that is very nice.
Got a
Yeah.
handsome dick.
Well, okay. We
Damn,
said
T,
we talked
that was
about it twice
beautiful.
now.
Oh, you meant something like meaningful.
Yeah. Maybe it'll connect us to his, his
I-
visage.
I like this. So, Tina, do me a favor and cast the spell Scrying for me. We're gonna have this attempt to communicate to reach out to Rial function kind of within the framework of Scrying, in the sense that there will be a wisdom save, but it won't be Rial making it. It will be Sithesis.
Oh, bitch.
Fuck, he's probably wise as shit.
Oh, man.
No, he's fucking with us. He's dumb as shit.
All right, this is you guys are using a magic relic. The Scrying Pools of Hadenax are an insanely powerful thing. So it's not gonna be through the DC of yours, Tina. I'm gonna make it a 20. Okay, like this is a hard thing to do for him to counteract this scry. All right, so it is a wisdom save, which he only gets +2, and then his proficiency bonus. And so so we're gonna go ahead and give him +10 to this. He fails. All right, Rial. You all start thinking of Rial as again that kind of like memory steam starts to, like a wispy fog, raise off the electric blue and white waters.
My memory of Rial is how clumsy he is. Like, he falls over all the time. It's really fucking weird.
You see old clumsy Rial as you all reminisce and laugh a little bit about it. Anybody else want to throw anything into the memory soup?
Oh yeah.
He always dresses so nicely, and he's so sweet, and he always says thank you so many times when I cook. It's nice.
Just the wisps growing and growing.
I
One of the
think
most
back to
powerful
him burning
people.
that church, and it warms my black heart.
You see a little black mist.
And then Brunor, like, all Brunor knows when it comes to connecting with things is to chant something. So she just goes, Rial, Rial. Join me, guys.
I will launch right on.
Yeah.
You see the pools of the water around you start spinning around the four of you. As if there's, a whirlpool at the center and you guys are it. The water's pushing around the back of you, no longer the inside, as it's like you're now standing on the stone ground underneath as the water kind of pools around you guys. You're all holding hands, chanting Rial. We jump through the void to you, Rial. You're still kind of floating there. No longer just an eye. You feel your physical form like flying, half in the prime, half here in this place, some strange bit of magic flowing through your body. Divot is gone. The spell of scrying is gone. You have managed now to be kept here somehow. And you see the pointed face of the withered old Rial, Sithesis, Othravon, looks you in the eye. Well, it's time you came then. So weak. The goodness. Like I lost nothing at all. Hello, Rial. Long time. You just kind of feel the air around you. You see everything else in the room is frozen, as if this conversation between you and he is existing outside of any of these realms. What do you say?
You think the goodness is weak, but If you're any indication of the power you're exhibiting right now, you're... You haven't met my friends. The goodness. Oof. You're not ready for it.
Ah, the heroes. What a power legacy is. Tell a man he's great, and he tries to aspire to do so. I felt like you once, Rial. I remember hope and dreaming of a better tomorrow. But there is no better tomorrow. There is only the cold of winter. Again and again and again. Those that you love will die. All that you stand for is naught but sand on a beach, washed away by the tides of change. I intend to rewrite the rules, Rial. Why don't you join me? You feel that pull, Rial, that you kind of had with Ergon, when Ergon attempts to kind of backdoor his way into your mind. And you feel that Sithesis is very strong, but you, Rial, are now a man of your own right, have forged your own path and bear your own inner strength. You feel the hand unable to enter the back of your mind. As you see, he starts trying to force his presence more and more on your mind. You feel this spinning circle behind you, like the rushing of a watery tide. You hear the words of your allies slowly from far away calling your name. You start to look behind yourself, pulling yourself away from the magic of Ergon as he draws you in toward him. You find yourself fighting his power as the strength of your allies builds behind you. And you look back and you see the cave. The water's rushing around your four allies, each holding hands, as each of them chimes in with memories and warm thoughts of you. The wellspring of your power source, of goodness, of hope. You're now connected with in this moment, Rial. You see Sithesis before you, your allies behind you. What do?
Once I see my friends, pulling through for me like this, I don't even realize what necessarily is going on, but just the fact that they're there, everything's a little bit better. So I want to look back and then lock eyes with my own eyes, kind of. And just so he knows he's not getting in. I want him to know that.
You see, Rial. He is surprised. You see, as you kind of stare right back at him, not imposing your force on him the way he's trying to you, but just showing him that he has no power over you. You watch as the dark magics kind of start bending around you as you float in the air. These jets of purple and black magic just shining off of this hope, this virtue that you have discovered along your path. And in one moment, Rial, you look back at him and you see his eyes look surprised, scared. And you confidently withdraw back. You feel that layer of the plains rewrap over you. The last thing as it closes in front of your eyes is the concerned face of Sithesis Othravan. You suddenly splash into the water next to your allies. The raging rapids finally calm back down to their original stillness. All four of you look over and you see Rial floating in the top of the blue and white water.
Could I have said one last fucking thing to him before I got
Absolutely, you
warped
can.
out? Nice to meet me.
Yeah, you see as he kind of takes that the value of that in as his eyes look on you with concern as the realm of the plains is once more locked between the two of you. You kind of, as you float in the water, you can't help but smile, Rial. For the longest time, your fear of him being able to override you, make you do things you didn't want to do to your friends, like Ergon had. Now you're growing in strength now. His ability to do so might not be there. He might have a little more trouble than he thought. So there you are, Rial, floating in the water. What do you guys do?
Hell yeah! And I like
Oh,
grab
yeah.
Riel out of the water and shake him. Yes!
Cha.
Can I start joshing?
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked. Can I start joshing?
Heck yes. Let's just let's do joshing with advantage. You know, the help
Oh,
action,
gosh, yeah.
guidance. We can
Yeah,
assume
help.
that Divot would give you guidance on this.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
As an 18.
Yes!
The joshing begins. You see the water starts getting agitated again as you all kind of dance around.
It's good to be back, guys. Y'all saw that, right?
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, worst 10 seconds ever.
Yeah,
Hey,
that sucks.
the trip with you, though, that was, man. Talk about a divot trip.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
lot
man, we jumped in the juice.
of in the old juice. So I guess that's Sithesis, y'all.
Well, holy crap. He's just like a really old, weird dude that is brown nosing with some stars.
and Queen Mab's advisor. So he's playing winter and spring.
I wonder if they know that.
Well, we know people who know those people. And like we
And
know.
we know what they don't know, but we gotta let them know what we know so that they know what we know.
Yeah, you know?
I know.
Exactly.
Right.
If we don't have enough pouches, what's the point?
Truly.
Well, I don't know, guys. I almost feel like, is it time that we kind of go somewhere to restock up on some stuff?
Yeah.
And, like, maybe somebody can help. I can build, like, a cool disguise for myself so that nobody can recognize me.
Yeah, I think about being low and stuff.
Just a mustache.
Can I minor illusion
You got money
her,
for fake
like-
mustaches, huh?
Can I minor illusion her a mustache?
Give me money.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. An illusionary mustache. Brian doesn't know who she is. He's like,
Just a
Oh.
we're
Just a quick one.
The Clark Kent.
Just like, but like a big bushy one. Like I want to have like, it's either the mustache or like just a full beard, and so it just totally, yeah, it's just.
And then I'm also gonna give her Peter Gallagher eyebrows. Like
Excellent.
it's a lot, but not too much.
They'll
Hold
never
on.
know now.
They'll never know. No one will
Skin
know
is
who I
still
am.
blue. Still going around with the crocodile. It can't be her. Bruno doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at this picture. Does that look the same to you? I don't want to kill the wrong guy.
Mustache. No mustache. Mustache.
Right.
No mustache.
Oh man. Mm. This-
Does
this-
Can't
that
wait.
work? I think it only lasts for a minute, so we might have to.
you just
Wait,
keep
wait.
doing it. You're like,
But I'm saying like we can go back to, I don't know, Thoricus, where's your girlfriend?
I don't have one of those, and B, I don't care. So
What? But
she's with Summer Milton in the fuck. I forgot the name of the town. It's
Oh.
far away though. They all
Right.
went together. Like after we were in Amarella and kind of liberated it. The Kieran and the other old lady. That
Sorella.
Sorella. Kieran and Sorella. They kind of became the elders, and then she was, whatever her name was, Tanara or something, and she was going to help, but then, Summer Milton had took her to.
I
I'm
don't
on-
think he
I'm on
wants to go
something.
visit her.
yeah,
Is the vibe I'm getting.
that might. I feel like you don't want to visit her. I mean, she might be able. She might be able to help you turn all those dragon bones and teeth and things into stuff.
I
Work your,
mean,
have her work your bones. Work them bones. Go make something useful out of them bones.
fine.
That
Guys,
is
it wasn't
fun,
like
geez.
that.
It might be useful to go somewhere where we can stock up on supplies and goods, and we are flush with cash right now.
Ballin'.
Hell yeah.
Now, last time you had no money when you were shopping. Now look at you.
Yeah.
So many money.
We get another like 10,000 gold. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh.
Listen. How dare you? And also, that is hilarious. So, I love it.
Does a 12 joshing work with that joke?
Felt like a 12.
I'm not used to joshing, so I think a 12 will probably work.
Honestly,
Like, ah!
you could ever do to somebody is call the cops on them, so I get it. Thanks. Okay.
All right, so you guys, you're all, you're kind of discussing potential paths you could take, places you could go. The concept of you have a lot of money now. Like, that's no small thing. Obviously in the world, money does a lot.
Anywhere that takes us close to one of those acorns, I'm like kind of pushing that.
So, basically,
told us
just
about the
to
acorns?
clarify the kind of some of the spots around. So, like the Tanara and Sumner Milton are currently in Rodella, which is kind of far to the northwest. It's through. If you could cut down your time by going through the Dryad's Colt, you know that Melora the Mountain would allow you basically just drop you off probably right around the Dryad's Colt, and then you would go through there to get to Rodella the fastest, or you could follow the road up to where Nombul Deer is. You also have the areas to the east or to the west of you, down back where Tilmore, where you guys had originally set up that refugee camp, the city of Buraka. And as well as Emerella, which is what Thoricus was referring to, where you guys had kind of made the central base for that kind of area for the Stone Reavers of Buraka, and as well as Sorella, Kieran, Kona and Kumal, and all those guys. So yeah, as you guys are just kind of like, you can't help but think, about these options as you're sitting in this pool of water, thinking about the different places. Boxo, the trader, you imagine he could probably get you some strange things. He seems to be a man of many means. You can't help but think of, Ubaru and how sending him, northward to Nombul Deer to gather advice or to gather information for you. Sumner Milton and Tanara over in Rodella, Kieran, Sorella, the town of Emerella. Ubre the Calloused, Toko the Hatchet, Hopoko the Sack. All of these, again, as you're floating in the water, these memories kind of start turning into a mist. You see the mist raising up into the air. And then it's drawn past all of you guys. Back the way that you had come from the hallway you went down. And you all kind of turn and look. And you see, filling the entire hallway, much larger now than it was before, the dragon-sized snout of that statue of Harnax. You see it fills the entire hallway of stone as his nose kind of presses out at you, and you see him breathing in the steam. Ah, yes. Made yourself fat off the power of my pools. You see him breathing in. Ah, so many loved ones. So many memories. Look at that. My brother. And suddenly you see the mist flow out of his face. And it fills the pink and white misty pools of the scrying chamber. You see the purple iris of magic start shimmering and dissolving as an image comes into view. You all look like you're floating over the village of Emerella. You look down and it's quite changed from when you saw it last. You see the influence of the Burakan people has started to take hold. On the east side of the city, there are now many of the battle tents that you saw back in Buraka, the stretched animal hides with the sharp animal teeth. They showing respect to the beasts that they nourish off of, and building these extravagant war tents. You see the numbers have grown a little bit. There's probably about 20 or 25 of these stone reavers practicing in the fields. You see them working with dual-sided axes, as if the stone reavers of Buraka are learning the same battle style of their chosen, the champion of the rock, Thoricus Onyxheart. You see, as you can't help but look around. You see, there's Kumal, the little boy that Brunor you saved jumping out of the windmill. You see him just kind of running around.
That was a layup.
What's that?
That was a layup.
Kovas.
Come on.
Kumal.
That's right. That's right. Kumal, this one. Yeah, Kona. Yes, and Aleo, his son. Thank you. Yes, you see
He's the father
Aleo.
of that.
Aleo is just kind of running around, and you all kind of like focus. No, Aleo was the son from the other town. Aleo was the boy you saved when you were chasing the shadows.
Yeah, that boy was different. Yeah.
Yes,
You're
I'm
talking
talking about
the
Kona's
boy in the
son.
windmill.
Ooh, here come that boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, in the
boy.
painting, you know, the one where you were painted, that the child girl painted you jumping out of the windmill and saving the boy. You see him running along the streets. And again, the kind of lens of this scrying magic starts to kind of focus in. And you feel like you're kind of like following this little boy as he's skipping, just singing himself a little song. Na-di-da-di-da. You see he skips by the church, now emblazoned with the signs of Shantia. You see Sorella, the old woman that, you know, you guys had met right before the dragon attack. She seems to be standing in the doorway welcoming oncomers. You see there is a little of tourism here now. There's a bar where the bar of Magnus once was. Seems to be an inn now with people coming in and out of it. You know, the whole city's kind of a hustle and bustle as you see this little boy's feet just like skipping. And you see him round around the central tent in the main part of town. And you see this little like statue tribute set up. You see the skeletons that remain of the dragon of Hadenax all littered in the exact spot where he was felled. And these little like trophies that and little stands and placards that they've built around it to commemorate your victory over this dragon in their town. You know, shooting them with the ballistas of the village themselves, resetting them on a new divine path. They're now followers of Shantia. You know, this big moment memorialized with this staircase that leads up to a placard. You see the kid skip around and skip up the stone steps, and you finally look down at this placard. For the 5, it says, gilded on a gold plate, who felled the great Hadenax. You see the boy looking, and he looks up, and you just see the skeletal remains of Hadenax. And then you hear the voice of Hadenax. The bloodline of Zulathax is cursed. We all bear the same magic blight. We all shall rise again. And you look into the scrying pool and you see the skull face of Hadenax. Suddenly those little cracks of black sludge start crying out of his eyes. You see the little boy looks up and he starts He goes under the little banister and he starts walking closer and closer to it. You see the small pools of black water starting to cry out of the eye sockets of this dragon. You see him reach his hand out. And this black liquid snatches his hand. And he reaches back in terror. And that's where we're going to pick it up after intermission, guys.
Oh, man.
Maybe somebody else will kill a child for once. To take all the fun from you guys.
Well, there's always.
All right, buds. Whew. We're gonna do us a quick intermission. All of us, it's good for us. Hydrate. My water glass is getting lower. Make sure you're hydrating at home. It's very important. I did it just now. Take your peas, and oh my God, check out all this incredible art. 10 minutes of all original artwork completely created for this show, inspired by this show. It's seriously, it's magical. It's the music that Sandy Sign does, the art of Vlad and Sean and Jake and Ray and Gabe and Ben, and oh my God, there's so many artists who have contributed to us, and we love and appreciate you guys so much. If any of this stuff ever inspires you, send it our way, man. Hop on the Discord, jump into the WeeDnD Hub, drop it there. We would love to highlight any works that, you know, just kind of were inspired by this thing. It's so important to all of us. We're all creators, and we love doing this thing. So hang with us. We will be back in 10 minutes. Check out this incredible intermission. We're about to instigate a battle royale, so you can all slaughter yourself if you're watching us here on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, sorry, bro, come over to Twitch. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. Holy crap. What's up with this little kid? Shit.
Woo. Woo.
Shit. Ooh. Ooh, welcome back, buds. Holy crap. A lot of crazy shit happening here. This scrying pool reflecting on all kinds of crazy stuff going on around the world. It is indeed epic. All right, guys, let's jump back in. You're all still floating in these blue and white crystalline waters of the Scrying Pools of Hadenax. You know, his large green dragon head, still seemingly made of jade, as if that statue has just kind of twisted its long head down the hallway, is poking out from the hallway that you came from. You see as he exhales the steam of memory, and it fills the image in of the town of Emerella. You know, the young boy skipping along and finally being grasped. You see like the venom symbiote. It snatches to his hand. He draws back in terror. Now, if you'll recall, Emerella sits upon basically a cliff front, the sheer mountainside of one of the mountain peaks of the Malachite Mountains rests upon the side of it. And as you guys kind of look through this portal, you look up and you see the vision of the scrying pool looks up to the sheer mountain wall. And suddenly you start seeing a great space in the middle of it start shaking. And then you see, as if like a dynamite explosion, this huge side of the mountain blows open, and you see this huge black phlegmy ball floating in the air, dropping down on the city. You see it splashes on the ground and scatters in all directions. The black, sticky, bubbly tar splashing, you know, over near where the river runs, and the ballistas on the west side of the city, splashing over near the great windmill, you know, that you guys had your great battle in. You see as like the Burakan stone reavers all stop and start looking around. They hear the screams of the boys. They start running to his aid. You know, you're all seeing this in the vision. You see the Burakan stone reavers, axes up, start running, and suddenly the black splashes of ooze. You see these sharp natural weapons come out. It's those same little deformed kobold figures that you guys saw in the lake around the outside of Kurtelmach's statue. You see their beady red eyes start climbing up out of the ooze, and they have these sharp, long bone scimitars and scorpion tails. They're like reptilian bodies just dripping this black tar off of it. And you see that, you know, even though the Burakans or the Stone Reavers would like to get to the boy, they seem to be held at bay as these slashing natural weapons come down. You see them deflecting blows with their axes and cutting, and then suddenly you see this gleaming axe. You remember this axe. It originally was Lucille. You see it fly into the picture, and you see Toko the Hatchet jumping out, you know, the general of the Stone Reavers anointed by Thoricus. He cuts out and just severs two of them in half. Cuts another one, splash. You see where their bodies land. Two more rise. And you start to see as they're cleaving down these great numbers, more and more of them, even though they're smaller and smaller, start climbing out of these tar pools. You see as the dragon skeleton of Harnax suddenly now starts leaching this blood out of every joint in its bone. You see it just kind of oozing over his skeletal spine. It looks like your people are in trouble. You're all kind of sitting in the pools. You snap out of that like memory haze. You look back and you see that the great green dragon's head is just smiling. You best be going then. What do you do?
Is there any way we can get there fast enough to do anything?
Give me an Arcana check, Divot. You too, Rial.
I was gonna say, is there any way that we would know that this vision that we just saw was complete bullshit, or like know the truth to it?
You do not know. Yeah, you've just borne witness to what this dragon has shown you.
Bullshit.
Hadenax. All right, so Rial, you know you have a quite a connection to this place. You know, it was there that you thought you saw your friend Divot die, you know, for one of the first times. It was there that you saw your great ally Brunor, you know, slay a dragon, spearing it onto this great tent. You know, it was there you first bore witness to Tinna's first real miracle, you know, the bounty of food, the celebration of togetherness that happened after the fell. You know, Thoricus cleaving his way through these little small, tiny, you know, shooting the great ballista, shooting Divot, you know, and so Rial, your memories of this place are so strong, as you are a new spirit in the world. As far as the connections of the journeys of your many allies, Emerella holds a special place in your heart. and you are the first one to kind of splash yourself out of the water. And you start looking at the rune stones, and you just feel this like impulse to walk forward. You know, if you'll look on the image over on the right-hand side, there's these 2 blue diamonds and then a couple pairs of lines with a big line in them. And you like start walking forward, and your hand starts glowing the same electric blue. You put your hand against the cold stone. You feel this humming magic on your fingertips as you press the stone into the wall. You watch and you hear a great series of as all of these independent runestones start pulling out, locking forward, shifting around, and all the runes start rotating around this image. Rial, you put your hand through, and you can feel the air, you know, that mountain hook of air in the well of Emerella that comes just off of the river. You can feel it tickle your fingertips. It would appear that you have activated a teleportation through this lens. You're kind of looking at the magic, and you kind of look back, you know, you see everybody's just kind of like looking around, unsure what to do, but you do have a feeling, Rial, if you wanted to, you could be there pretty quickly.
If we want to go, y'all, we got a shortcut.
Mount up.
Let's go. I hop on Brian and I go into the portal.
You know, you place your hands on Brian. You see the time in these waters has calmed him enough to kind of set you and him back on a similar path. He also does not want to see this injustice. You know, this creature and his destiny are so linked. It was the penis of Hadenax that happened to cause the transformation of Brian to the Dracodile. And so you and he are locked. You know, your protector instinct kicks in, and you grab onto him. His great wings kick back. You guys leap into the portal. You see Brunor and Brian disappear into the portal. Brunor, you're kind of flying immediately. You're looking down upon the city. Let me bring you up over here. You're looking down on the city. I have you in the top left now, but that's not necessarily the case. You're kind of looking down on the city, and you see these like many battles going on all over the place. You see Toko the Hatchet fighting off several shadows as these strange shadowy kobolds with these scorpion tails are fighting the many stone reavers of Kulmara. You know, you and Brian kind of flying in from the top here. You see some of the shamanastas, if you'll remember the Burakan shamanasta women that played their drums and cast spells from them. They start beating on their drums to call upon their magic. But for the most part, your focus is on the little elven boy, or the little half-elven boy. You know, you're looking down, you see him being wrapped by this black tar as the shadow or that's the skeleton of the dragon Hadenax begins to rise up like the other ones you saw before, half seemingly hewn of this strange black resin, this oil that runs and separates and connects certain bones to the spirit of life that lay dormant within. You see the dragon raises up, and he's starting to take a swing. Brunor, you arrive just in time. You fly down, and you shield the boy from the first swipe of this dragon. What do the rest of you guys do?
Yo, this bastard killed me.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just hopping in through the portal too.
All right, dope. You know, you guys kind of, it's like the magic of teleportation, you know, doesn't quite feather fall you, but you land with a kind of a hard thud as you fall from about the height that you were scrying from. You feel your feet kind of sting. You look down at the ground. It is the brown earth, you know, and the matted grasses of Emerella once more. You see the great spinning windmill, you know, kind of right now juxtaposed by these strange rivers, pools of black around you. And right now, the main focus for you guys, you know, it looks like the Burakans have kind of got these things at bay, but this dragon is beyond them. And so, you know, Brunor, as you kind of shield the first strike away, I'm going to have everybody roll initiative. Don't forget to select your token.
I'm so sorry, guys. I was laughing my ass up because as soon as it loaded into the map, I saw Kumal, and he's still just...
Fair point. I had a chance to update his token, but I didn't. I think him perpetually being like this is the greatest thing. In my app for NPCs, I have icons for each one of them, and the icon for him is literally this guy doing this. I was like, why is that in there? Oh, it's so perfect. All right, so...
Never change. Never.
Did we get a shit crit on my initiative?
Well,
Oh!
I think
Sure
I
did.
will.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
All right.
Shit, crit.
When we see red, and we see green, we smoke green. All right. Let me see here. Make sure I'm adding all these in correctly. So this thrashing shape of Hadenax, you see his form is about the same size as he was when he was alive. But you see, he has that same similar resin black shadow just kind of going all over him. This, just to be clear with you guys, the D&D of it all, this will be functioning off of the boss fight template, the solo boss template that I really enjoy. So he will have multiple turns in initiative. He will have full turns at 15 and 5, and at 10 and 0, he gets an opportunity to move or use one of his small attacks.
What a jerk.
So he looks, or I guess is the same size as he was when he was alive, right?
Correct.
Minus the skin and a penis.
That's
Nice.
I was like, he looks a little lighter to me.
Yeah, the bones that are missing, seem to be filled in by this resin, again, because I can't change the map. I don't know why I keep doing this. It's like some of the bones remain on the ground. It doesn't take the full skeleton of him to bring him to life. But yes, Brunor, you specifically having locked eyes with this figure, kind of a big step in the destiny of Brunor's journey. You look in and you see the same fierce, sinister eyes that you saw in the monster you fought before. It's like there is some Hadenax in this creature. But as you guys come into the portal, Divot, you're first to act. Again, this thing killed you once, so there's like a summoning to action deep within your core.
Yeah,
what do you do?
fuck that. You said Tina hit the ground with a thud, like superhero landing style, right?
Correct.
So what I see that when I jump through the portal. As I jump through the portal, I'm like, here we go. And I start sculptor of fleshing myself into a T-Rex as I'm coming through the portal, and I want to try to land on the dragon.
Dope. Okay, I will definitely give you the storyline T-Rex as you emerge from the portal, because that's fantastic. Do remember we have just remember your concentration.
Right. So I come through the portal and I like change, but that would be my whole action.
No, I'm giving you. People can die mad about it. I'm giving you the storyline, just like Brunor got the free block.
Fuck
The
yeah.
storyline
All
of a
right.
Tyrannosaurus appearing from the sky is way cooler than any dumb rule. And yes, Divot, you land, before anybody does. You've all seen it before, the rotting flesh D-Rex. The mind of Divot kind of washes to the back as the mind of the beast raises to your foresight. You lock eyes with this creature just like you had with, one of his other relatives not too long ago, and you feel that same swelling of dark energy around you as you lock eyes with this beast. What do you do, Divot?
I'm gonna attack it.
Heck yeah.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, if I gotta pull up the T-Rex real quick.
Oh yeah, I meant to add the T-Rex to your guys' character sheet area so it was easy to pull up. I will remember to do that.
It's all
Like
good.
a Brian. Just like a Brian.
No.
So I get to do. I'll do the bite attack on the dragon, I guess.
Dope. Just to get this out of the way, it does have an 18 AC.
Okay, cool.
You see it locks eyes with you as you kind of like, Matt, you see you both kind of go to bite at each other at the same time, Divot. Go ahead.
All right, what? Just the D20
Yeah, and then I think it's like plus 10 or something. It's pretty good.
plus 7. Celebration.
Oh,
man.
You can't write it better than that.
Understanding.
Yeah, that bite is dope damage too, Divot. So it's double dice. So whatever the dice it is, what is it, 4d10 or something?
4d12
All right, so it's 8d12 plus...
and then plus 7.
Yes, 8d12 plus 7.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to roll twice because you can't roll that many.
Fucking no. Hadenax should have called no tag
So
back.
there's 4d12.
All right, 30.
There's
Oh,
another-
he's rolling so hot. Oh my god, the balance. What a balance.
Plus 7.
68, 75 damage, Divot.
Holy
Perhaps a new record for the show. I think 75 damage is a max for us so far.
All right, and unless he can escape a DC 17. Oh no, he's not. He's big.
He's
not
big,
small.
yeah.
So
So
he
yeah,
won't be grappled.
that's true. But no, dude, you blast him for 75 damage. Now let's see here. He's not okay. So no, and no. I just wanted to check any damage resistances. You freaking bite. You both snap at each other's face. But Divot, just as you're about to like snatch jaws, you like unhinge your undead bone mouth, and you literally bite his face. And you like rake backwards, and your teeth just drag what little bits of flesh cling to the bone as you just bone grind the front end of this dragon's face off. 78 damage, my man.
Jeez.
Wow.
Okay, and then the D-Rex gets a multi-attack.
It's true.
So he also gets to attack with the tail. Now I do believe there's some like rules about that. Like I can't attack the same target.
Yeah, you actually have, if you'll notice, I'm sorry, I kind of put you over him, but there is one of those little kobold guys like right by your tail.
Okay, so I'd like to just absolutely wreck that guy.
Yes.
Please do.
Just ping, 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 like.
All right, so.
Oh my god! Holy crap! What is going on? Oh, rules are rules. Don't forget to hydrate too, guys. Wow. Holy crap. Divot,
Good on.
Crivet.
Yeah, made a pact with death, y'all.
Divot. Go and roll your damage here.
All right, let's splat this guy. All right, so that's double dice, right? So it's 3d8. So there's 3d8. And there's another 3d8.
Oh my god.
Plus 7.
All right, so 34. Divot, you see this kind of kobold gathering out of the slime. You see the tar pit underneath him kind of absorbs into his body. There's not any tar there left. And he comes up, his beady red eyes as you're like raking the face off of this dragon. And then you kind of like peek and you see him. It's like a fastball pitch coming right down the middle. And it's right in your zone, bro. You're gonna home run that bad boy. Go ahead and tell me what happened. What do you do to this Shadowfell kobold?
Man, so I'd like to tee off on his skull so hard that it flies out of frame.
Yes. You're standing there swollen out dark magic, this massive T-Rex. You just hear the greatest thwack, like the perfect connection. And even though it's a blunt object, it decapitates this thing. It just, the whole mass of his tail wipes out the top, right off the shoulders. And you guys see the head of the shadowy kobold, the beady red eyes, they're just like flying in the air, and you hear it splash in the river 50 feet away.
Yeah, and the body thinks it's okay for a second. Like, it's like...
Yeah, you see it like it starts cutting in front of itself, like the natural instinct to fight, and then it's just like... and just falls flat on the ground. Dope.
Oh, wow.
I believe that's the end of your epic turn, Divot, which brings us to Thoricus.
I was gonna pack another bowl.
I know, kill it, burning it tonight.
It's
Can we sauce a little roar right there? I'm coughing so hard from those crits.
all right.
Dude, look at them, they're so pretty. Oh,
So
green.
pretty.
All those 12s, too. Bro, you were rolling hot.
Hot. My guy.
All right, Thoricus. You see your you see your warriors, the boys, what they've become in your time away from them, and it seems they're learning the basics of your style early. You see the double-sided axe is still a little bit of an encumbrance for them. Like, you must first master the axe as you learned before you could progress to the dual-bladed axe. And so, almost by like trying to emulate you, they're doing themselves a little bit of a disservice as they hold their own against these creatures. As you step into light and the giant T-Rex bites the bone dragon, you kind of see, coming over here from the almost the corner where Tina almost died that one time. You see like Toko kind of makes eye contact with you, and then he like nods and he gives you the like, we got this, you get that, and he like runs. You just see him like disappear around the building, and you hear a great slashing of the cutting edge so well, your former axe, Lucille.
He's making a sandwich.
So Thoricus, you can kind of land where any of them did as well in that arena. Like, don't worry about like being as far back as you were. You can really kind of be anywhere you want in that arena.
Thank you for the freedom. I appreciate that. So the bone dragon is still alive or undead? Is that?
Yeah, he's not dead anymore, but he's really not alive either. But
right.
Yes.
But still kicking, even though it.
Oh yeah, he's not even bleeding.
Oof.
But he doesn't have a head.
No, he has a head. The kobold that he tail whipped died. Yeah.
Well, all right.
Oh, sorry, I didn't take him out of there either. He died.
No, it's good. I've been smoking on something.
So yeah, you've got? You can basically wherever you want to land around there, you can place yourself, and then what are you doing?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna land right fucking in town square where the act and the business is. I saw my guy D-Rex just get in there and Hulk smash that shit like a boss, and I'm feeling inspired. I'm like, yeah, especially since all my guys are here. They've been working for it, but they haven't really seen it in action. So I will, to quote Mystery Men, the Sphinx, if you do not learn to master your rage will become your master. And so I'll fucking rock that fury as I'm coming out of the portal and come down with the fire. Superhero land. I'll probably not well, maybe the landing, but getting up, I'm going to be like,
Hip hurts a little.
All right. I should have thought about that.
Gotta spread.
And then, yeah, just fucking be like, oh shit, they're looking at me. Like, Leroy Jenkins, just get it. Just get at it.
All right, bringing in the thunder. Yeah, you're dropping from the sky. That same kind of like crying red, fury of the Raka as you're kind of spilling down, axe twirling. Ready to tune up the heft of the body of this thing while Divot chews on its face.
Chew it. Yeah.
All right, so wait, you're not raging, right? Because you used your rage.
I am.
Oh, you are. You only have that once a day, though.
Yeah, but the last time we played was another day, so I thought that.
Yeah, you guys haven't long rested since the trial, so unfortunately, you wouldn't be like. I'm cool with you having a dope rocket entrance, as that's a dope thing. But you're not berserk right now. You wouldn't be raging. So a 16 AC doesn't hit. Your first hit, you see the dense body of this thing deflects your axe. You have your other attack, and you still have your bonus action too. There we go. You recorrect with the Blightbringer. Now.
Well, yeah, because I just got real familiar with the whole thing. So I'm kind of thinking like when I strike real good with Lucille, like my eyes fucking go bright, and then when I hit real good with the Blightbringer, like they go dark and like
dope.
Smoky.
Yes.
And so if I do good with Bolt, I'll have like a yin yang thing going on.
Yes. Yeah, so as Lucille goes, you don't get that first pop, but as the Blightbringer comes down, and if you'll remember, the shadowy ooze is still on it, This creature is not immune to necrotic damage, but it is resistant, so it takes half of the 4. It only takes 2. But it does take that. You see the shadow, that sludge drip off and splash onto the thing, kind of biting it. So yeah, 12 damage plus another 2, so 14 damage. Nice. There we go.
Oh yeah, can I scream like war cry Buraka as I'm coming down? And even though, like, I'll show my guys that I missed with the first one, be like, no, learn from your mistakes. Buraka! And just like,
As you connect
hotness.
Thoricus, you hear the crack of your axe into the bone, and then you hear the "Oorah!" from all the stone reavers around you, as they all kind of start watching you, like feigning with an attack and then following through with a hit. You see, it's like they're learning from you in the moment as you're battling this giant undead dragon. I mean, like, your boys are pumped right now. They saw the Firebird, their god itself, appeared as you and a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Dracodile just jumped in from the sky. So, you hear the "Oorah!" and you're feeling real good. And then you see as the dragon, like, pulls its face out of the mouth of the T-Rex. You'll have to do better than that. And he comes at you. So he gets his full round here to start with. Divot, he's going to come at you first because you hit him for 75.
Yes.
Action?
You can't really blame the guy. So he gets a bite and 2 claws. So here we go. Oop, sorry, everything's in the way, and I'm setting it up. Here we go. All right, so the bite. You see, he first comes at you with the bite. Actually, rolled very poorly. 14 AC. What does the T-Rex actually have? I think it's low.
13.
Dope. Okay, so he hits. So you see, you bite him, and he does the same trick, Divot. He's like also not a living creature, so he can unch in his mouth. And you guys are like playing a game of who can like mouth bite each other's big mouth better. And right now he bites down and takes that advantage from you. You take.
It feels all epic to the two of us, but to everybody else, it's just like.
They're just kissing.
just making out over here. Just heavy petting.
Mooching.
All right, so Divot, you take 17 piercing damage. That's a DC 10 concentration check.
Okay, so do I just roll a?
It's a con save.
Okay. So that would be a D20 and then plus the con modifier for the T-Rex.
Right. I'm gonna double check this just because it will probably come.
So a 22.
That is definitely good enough. So that first hit doesn't knock you out.
How much damage was it again? Sorry.
It was. Oh, I actually hadn't rolled yet. 17. Yeah, it was 17 piercing damage.
Cool.
This is murdering me right now. All right. Is that the last of? Or no? Did you finished? You were done, right, Thoricus?
Well, I did think that I still had a bonus action. Which
I just realized I jumped ahead of you. Go ahead. You have that bonus action. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I always forget.
Damn.
It's like you hit so
That'd be
hard.
fun.
You had to get that lick in real quick. Thoricus.
Damn, boy.
Oh God!
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I buried my head in the freaking thing. All right, another crit hit.
So lit.
Damn, guys, you are.
Damn it, you
hot.
pack a bowl. I told you guys I was going to do that, and I
Oh,
forgot.
Thoricus, no.
No.
It's all right.
Holy
I'll
crap.
pack it and I'll smoke
But
it.
it's Thor Christmas, Thor Chris.
Thora crits. You did have the thing that everybody hates about crits is you crit, but you only rolled a 1 on the second time. Oh, you can reroll ones. You're a great weapon fighter. If you want to,
Oh, hell yeah.
if you want to reroll that.
Riggedy roll it.
And Divot, yes, we were correct. It's a Constitution saving throw, DC of 10 or half the damage. In that case, 10 was higher, so you're correct.
So, do I just hit the same action, or do I?
No,
roll a
it
different-
already did it. That's what that +1 is. You just, unfortunately, just rolled. Oh, no, yeah. In this case, if you're re-rolling the 1, yes.
Right.
You can
So
you
just
can re-roll that.
Reroll the attack, or
I just roll a d6.
okay. Sorry, that's what I was getting at. I was like,
Yeah.
thank you. There we go.
Nice, way better. So 14 additional damage. Man, yeah, this thing is now. Yeah, his black blood is now got a little blood in it. He is actually
He's
bloody
oozing.
after that flurry of
He's sad.
attacks from you guys.
Tell me about it. Blood.
I love it. Hmm.
I
All right.
got kickles.
So now it is his turn. He gets his first bite off on you, Divot, and he sees that he wasn't able to disrupt your magic, so he's going to throw 2 more. He has 2 claws at you. Skeletal plus 9, 21 AC and 18 AC. I think both of those are hits. Let's do the first one to see if it turns you back. You take 13, so the DC would still be 10. DC 10 Constitution save. Oh no, you just rolled a d10. You would roll a.
Oh, did I just roll a d10?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh no.
Oh wait, I got a hit. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, yeah, so you pass. And then his second hit also hits you for another 13, and you have to make another concentration save. Which
+4, so a 10.
10, pass on the dot. Nice. So he uses all of his attacks to try to like whittle you down and break your concentration, but is unable. So that is the end of his turn. He would then, since he's next in initiative, he goes at 15, and then at 10, he only gets 1 swipe. So Divot, he's going to come at you with the claw again. He doesn't get to use his strongest attack, but he does come at you again with another claw. You see he kind of reshifts himself and comes at you. 17 AC is another hit for another 13. So a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. As he just unleashes on you the way you kind of did.
I mean,
Sure.
It was cooler when Gus
being
did.
real though, like
Yeah. I mean, game recognized game for sure.
Boom! You're still a T-Rex, Divot.
18, yeah.
And yes, you see as the last of his savage claws against you. You know, he kind of went a little too all in on you, and you know didn't get what he wanted. You know, maybe better suited to have spread himself out a little. But you know, you see him shifting. You know, he's got a speed to the battlefield where he seems to be in 2 places at once sometimes. You know, as he affects the battlefield around him, kind of throughout the initiative. Brunor, you see him as the claw slashes against the body of the D-Rex. Some of the old hanging flesh drops off. It's your turn. What do you do?
Excellent. I swing my blade at him. Bam.
Boom! That's a
27.
strike. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Magical, also 11 damage. Very nice. You see the first blade of Andriel, you know, just the green gleaming runes slash against the black backdrop of his body. You hear him cry out, and he looks at you, Brunor. You see his head turns, and like you guys like lock eyes, and it's like, the one who killed me.
Hi. And then I mark him.
Oh, the coral.
Yes.
Challenging him, you know, giving him a disadvantage if he dares attack anybody but you. You see the sword strike where Andriel hit that coral, the blue and gold coral of the, that is like some of the walls in Elmira that you use from your blade that you summon with this, your protector, or your ability to mark. You see the coral starts growing in the black tar.
Yeah.
oh,
See what happens when you go after these people once again? I come back once again, and then I swing again. Swing, wow.
Like immediately, this guy was like, haha, now I'm evil and back. Fuck again? You guys are just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, be evil, this is what happens.
Oh my god. Dude, you blast him again. Nice, Brunor, with another 10 damage. You slash right where the coral is, and right where your blade sticks into the tar. You see the coral starts growing out of where the sword strike is, and you just pull your hand from the coral. It like cleans the tar off as you pull it out. Your sword's still clean, still smells of the ocean. The maiden's board in your hand. Very nice.
Do I still have my action surge? I think I do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you short rested.
Yeah.
You short rested.
Because I short rested. So yeah. So that's just what's up.
Man. Man.
So yeah, he's not gonna get away from me that easy. We're in a town. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go full ham, and I'm gonna be like, wah, and swing at him again.
Just corraling this dude to bits. You start severing off huge chunks of this tar. You see the bones that were held in place, like skittling to the ground. It's still there, and it's still in pretty decent shape, but it's certainly like just getting absolutely wrecked by you guys.
Can I, it was so nice. Why not do it twice? Can I try to get on him?
Heck yeah, you can. Give me animal handling with advantage, girl, because you've ridden this particular beast before. You're born to ride.
Fuck!
Yo, hilariously, Brunor, you jump up to try to do the thing like when you're getting on a horse where you like kick your legs up over and slide, and you like plant your arm, and you go to jump, and you just stick into the tar.
Fine.
And you're kind of stuck to the side of his body right now.
Okay. I mean, I succeeded.
You are on him.
Yeah,
That's kind of a mount,
yeah, I will
right?
ride him. And so I will. Is that counting as like my second attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let you have
All
it.
right. All right. Okay.
Yo, yeah, you just did a bunch of damage and looked
I
all
did.
dope
Yeah,
and cool
yeah,
and saved the
you're
boy.
right.
You see the little the little elven boy's like, oh, if you remember, this dude loved you, Bruno, and he's just like, oh, doing it again, and he just like little dude, and he just kind of shuffles around behind you, letting the coral that you have kind of block him from this moment. Bruno, if that's the end of your turn, it's Tina Smoothie. Old Smooth Hands.
Oh, smooth as hands.
In the West.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, I see everything going on, and Divot's over here right by me, and I want to, he's right in the mix of it, we're all getting fresh, so I want to grab his like forearm, and then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him real quick, just to give him a little bit, just a little bit of the extra Shantia energy.
This giant Tyrannosaurus, I love it. Yeah, no, you've now seen like the power of that bite. It's like, oh, maybe we should keep this T-Rex going for as long as we can. Good instinct. So yeah, are you just casting it to level 1, or are you gonna upcast?
No, I'm just gonna cast it at level 1.
Sweet. Remember, you get a little healing too. I don't know if you need any, but you do get a little. You get a little.
Yeah. That's a little,
taste.
extra. +4 kits to me, and +6 actually to Divot too.
Ooh.
All right, just a 5.
Man,
Ooh.
talk about rolling like Bud, unfortunately. Divot, you get, what is it, 5 and then +7 or +6? What was it?
+6, so 11.
11. Hey.
And then 4 from me.
That's a slash from Andrel the Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so that's my action. I do want to close the distance between me and Divot, so that's I moved over there, and then I see this. I'm not happy to see this tar dragon again either, So I'd like to take my mace and my tried and true, not trusty dusty, but I'm gonna swing a swang so that I can.
Unfortunately, unless you cast a healing word, which is the bonus action heal, then Cure Wounds would take your action, which is what you would use to attack.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's that I'm not. Were you trying to cast healing word initially, or did you want to cast the bonus action one so you could attack?
No,
Okay.
no, I did want to cast
Okay, cool.
that one. That was just my bad.
No problem.
Stick to your guns. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, you see the symbol of Shantia, the giving hands and the cornucopia, and you're like looking at the church, and you can't help but just like like have some of that healing rush of magic. Like you're close to a church of Shantia, something you've actually never seen. You met her.
And it makes me emotional almost to be caught up and to see the people who have listened to my stories and picked up what I've brought on, and I become distracted in the moment. So that's all I'm going to do for this one.
Awesome. All right, so you see as that healing light, your hand glowing yellow as some of the wounds on this fleshy dinosaur kind of heal, the benevolent light of Shantia passed to the Tyrannosaurus Rex of your brother, body of your brother. That's fun to say. You see as that light flashes, you see the face of the dragon winces. He like shines his eyes away. It's like, the forces of light have no sway here. And then he like considers to attack you, and he feels the coral bite into his body. You see him look down. What is this? And he looks at you, Brunor. And you're like kind of stuck to his body. Now this kind of worked out, Brunor, because you're stuck to him. He can't breath weapon you. Like he can't. He's like trying to scratch an itch that he can't reach. So you actually saved a lot of people from eating a breath weapon even with your failed animal handling. So you see him like, and he really has no other choice but to try to bite back at you. But he is going to use his, again, at 5, he gets a full round. He's going to both bite and try to like shift and claw at you. So 3 attacks coming your way, Brunor. Plus 9 to all of them. Boom.
Whoa.
It's just +9.
All right, so that is a 14 AC, a 21 AC, and a 15 AC.
So the 21 hits.
Okay, so the bite misses. You see it's like trying to bite at you. It's like, I don't want to give you too much advantage, but you're just kind of stuck to him. He can't quite get to you. Yeah. And then you see him, he like dislocates one of his arms, because he's not really a body. You just hear the snap of the bone, and it's like bent the other way, and it just like scratches at you twice. He's trying to scrape you off of him. He does hit once.
Brunor screams, that's gross!
And you take 13 piercing damage, and you also give me an animal handling check against his strength check. He gets +6 to this. He got a 24. He rolled hot. Boom! All right, tie goes to the runner. So yeah, you see he does manage to scratch you. This big giant bony claw comes at you, and it's really like the black shadowy tips of the hand that dig into your arm for 13 damage. You feel it try to pull you off of him, but it's like he's too sticky. Like when you have resin and it's like you can't get rid of it. Like you're trying to flick it off. It just won't come off your stupid finger. I hate resin. And so it's like he's like trying to peel you off, but you're too sticky. And so he can't pry you off of his body. That is the end of his turn. Rial, you see him trying to dig off Brunor as she's kind of stuck to the tar on the side of him. What do you do?
Oh man, well he's clearly distracted. All according to plan, of course. But I feel like I am the last one at least coming out of this portal jump a little bit. Yeah. I wanted to hold it open for my friends because I was like, I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Everyone through, and I'll kind of
Everybody's okay.
start falling in here and seeing what's going on.
Dope.
And I'd like to try and land on this roof, but on the way down, definitely want to just longbow this fucking dragon.
Oh.
With my new string, my beautiful spider,
and your new bracers of archery.
Yes, sir.
So you see, again, it's like this gorgeous green and gold leafing, on these bracers made for elven kings. So you see it's like gilded sunlight. As you guys jump back into the world of light again, there's that damn sun still frozen in place in the same spot perpetually, 4 in the afternoon for the last several months. That same sunlight kind of gleams off of the gilded gold wrists and the crystalline thread of your bow as you let it go. 24 AC, that's definitely a hit, bro. And you get sneak attack because he's engaged with your enemies.
Oh, no, do I? Well, let's... I'm at, 5d6 now? Let's see how that goes.
Dope. You guys are starting to put some whammies down now.
Whammy.
16.
All right, so 26 total damage. Yeah, he's still going now.
And then another +2 from the bracers. Is that what the bracers do?
+4, isn't it?
I think it's 2.
Maybe it's 2.
Plus
+4.
2 damage to bow, yeah.
Okay. So yes, an additional 2. Remind me, I can make that where it's included in the macro too. I'll do that after. Sweet. Yeah, bro. You land right where where would you shoot? He's not dead, but like where are you aiming at? And as this picture kind of paints itself.
I'll ping it real fast. If I can manage to get on the sturdiest part of the hut, past the ballista, now I at least have a vantage point if we got to start laying down some more arrows.
Totally. Yeah, you kind of land on the on the brick area of it, the sturdy part. Give yourself a good position.
And if I feel good there, would you allow me a hide? Because I've got attack,
I would.
move.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
If you're using your bonus action rogue ability to do it.
Yeah, cunning action for sure.
Yes, your cunning action.
Oh, shout.
Well, sweet. Thank you for that. That's sweet.
What is his perception? This is where I find these things out. All right, not bad. Not
This is
bad.
where we all find out.
So he has a 15. DC is your 15 that you got to be with your stealth to be hidden from him.
All right. Well. Woohoo.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's
landing
not
goes.
stop your eyes real quick and fail this. Never.
That'll do.
Yeah, I guess a 26 will do it.
Sneaky boy.
Yeah, you do the real. It's like they don't even see you do the in between where you are and where you're going. You're just gone, like Batman in Commissioner Gordon's house in the cartoon. And the curtains are blowing, and he's all mad about it. All right, Real, you got anything else?
No, I think that'll do her.
All right, our boy gets one more swing at you, Divot. At you, Brunor, because he doesn't want the disadvantage from attacking Divot, even though it would definitely that marking thing you do is pretty good, 24 AC though, another 13 damage and another contested animal handling strength check.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, okay. Animal handling, go!
You got a 25.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
All right, so he does manage to finger you off of him and just kind of pops you off, and you land back on the ground. Take 13 piercing damage. You see him like, kind of like shaking, trying to if you'll think about it from his eyes, what just happened. He was coming back to life, probably about to eat a delicious child. You guys can relate to killing children. And then suddenly the sky opened, and this flurry of doom and destruction that is the Ferocious Five just kind of encapsulated him. You see, even though he is great in power, his strength is dwindling as he looks back on, these little kobold minions around town just kind of getting waxed by the remaining Stone Reavers that are just kind of like, whereas at first the tide was kind of turning against them, now they're, after watching you guys just inspired by the great heroes, that the songs have been written about, watching you go against these dragons has just filled them all with morale. So you feel the tide definitely turning in your favor. As we get back to the top of initiative, Divot, what do you do?
Yeah, we're gonna run it back. I want a second bite of cake.
18 AC, my friend.
Get him! Well,
All right, so plus 10, so that's 18.
That's a hit. That's a hit on the money.
Guy.
All right, so 4d12
Double die?
plus 7. No, it wasn't a crit.
Oh, right.
So 24 plus 7.
31. Oh. All right, he's really not looking good, Divot. You've kind of, at this point, you like sucking the meat off a chicken bone. You just kind of grind, and you have a mouthful of this black tar. You feel it in your mouth. You've kind of just ripped it off of its essence. Some of the bone still trickling down. Maybe about half of him remains as he looks up at you. He still has a little bit left, though, so it will require some of your other attacks.
Okay. Are there any kobolds within range or anything like that?
At this point, no, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, but I can't use the other half of my attack on the same target, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes, no, that's true.
Ballista. Isn't there one right by the ballista?
Yeah, no, because you could move without leaving his threat range. So, David, if you wanted to like bite him and then like swing your body around and try to tail whip him, Brian would hop out of your way. He's got wings. I'll allow it because I mean, who doesn't like tail flicking kobolds?
All right, yeah. Let's run that back too. Let's flat that kobold.
So I'm gonna move Brian so that you guys can just kind of imagine this massive shift in the
Just hops
in the
over.
space.
All right,
David.
so a 13 on the kobold.
That's a hit. Yeah, that was what their AC was.
I
You see the shaman Asta beating her drums as the beating sounds kind of are knocking this kobold back as it's trying to strike at her. Suddenly the shadow of this massive D-Rex slides over and you see the huge tail coming in.
Oh, damn.
Just gone.
So 21 damage.
All right, David, what about this one? Where's he go?
So I'd like to splat this guy right into the face of the dragon.
Nice. You kind of like whap around with your tail, and then you like curve the tip of the tail around him to kind of just toss him back.
Yeah, pitching wedge his ass into the fucking dragon's face.
He flies over. You just see him kind of like. He just sticks to the tarry face of what tar is left of the dragon. He's totally dead, but he's just stuck. You just see him like stuck onto the side of this creature.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Yeah. All right, David. Man, so much damage. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, David, you actually now benefit from the boon of this Shaman Asta behind you. You get a bardic inspiration from her, so you can add a d6 to an attack roll or save by saving her in that moment. You feel the sweet beats of Buraka beating through your blood, your purple-black blood. Thoricus, you look around as the Stone Reavers of Buraka, have learned from your guidance. You see this beast, stumbling on its last leg. It's old Papa's turn. You got something to show your boys. This thing's in real bad shape. So, what do you do?
Well, I think that Bruner had something to say. I felt like. No, I'm so sorry.
Don't just do your turn, buddy. Go ahead.
No,
You got the floor, baby.
Or I didn't want to. Yeah. All right. So. Yeah, it's my turn. Not looking so good. Who is after me in the initiative?
Him twice.
Well,
Yikes.
Him with a full round and then him with one attack.
God dang. The gentleman in me wants to just let it again be Bruner's kill.
Please, for the love of God, no. Just kill it.
2 times
Don't
though.
be gentlemen. Be a part of the 5.
This is exactly what's happening. Yeah, you guys are standing in front of this dragon like, you want to kill it? No. Like,
Like as a T-Rex, I'm just like, oh my god.
I don't care.
Okay,
Oh,
so right, it just doesn't make sense. So
you can, if you kill this, you can always, the what do you do to it narrative flair. You can always yield a strike to Bruno to, if you want to paint that picture, that's fine. You got to kill him first, though. Your first strike is a miss. 13 AC. There we go. All right, Thoricus. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm thinking about my bro, and I'm like, this would be super cool if we could do some stuff together, bro. And I'm like, fucking want to do it? Shot, right?
Really?
So I'm like, I'm over here flexing. I'm like, I miss. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, right? It's not
Great.
good. And I'm like, you know what, bro? Let's do this one, you and me. I'm like, you know what? I missed. And I just toss it over. I'm like, fucking do it up. I trust you with the ladies.
Wait, the ladies? And that's Bruno looking over at both the axes and going like, okay. I mean, I was on color guard, so. And then, so I'm just gonna start swinging him around and give him a good swingy swing. Like at the same time, like both. I've always wanted to wield it like this.
Excellent, baby.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You feel the, remember they have like the unlocking mechanism, and Brunor, you're just, Thoricus is a battle master, but you too are a fighter, and so you've watched, you're like, well, what if it ever ended up in my hands, and so you immediately dislodge it into 2 axes. What do you do?
Yeah, I see these and I dislodge them together, and I kind of give Thoricus the like, cha, 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 cha. Ja, ja, and I'm like yelling at the dragon's face, and I like spin him around and then like double go like to decapitate his head with like both sides. Yeah.
As the second strike of the bright woodlinger drives through, you see kind of like when Thoricus's axe absorbs some of the sludge in the rivers inside the den of Zulithax. You see that the axe pulls through, and as your strength just rips it out, all of the tar comes out on either side of it and then splashes to the ground, and you just see the crumbled bones of Hadenax, alive no longer, tittle back into the ground. And that's why they're still there, not because they're on the map layer, and I couldn't change that anyway. But yes, you Bruno, for a moment you feel that kind of weird, dark calling a little bit that the Blightbringer has, that coldness to the touch, and you just kind of shrug it off in the moment. You kind of look up, the little boy behind you just like, whoa! And then you hear the oorah! And you look around and you see all the stone reavers of Buraka. It looks like a couple of them have actually been felled, but who remain, including being led by Toko the Hatchet, holding the original Lucille. Hoorah! And then they hear you guys chanting cha, and they all look around at each other. Cha! 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 And you hear the little boy like, cha! 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 And that's where we're gonna pick it up next time, guys.
Cha.
End it on a cha. I think that's Stanislavski. End it with the cha.
Yeah, I believe it was Constantine who said cha.
No, man,
Yes.
I can ride that. I'm gonna ride that cha through the rest of my week, guys. Thank you so much. Holy crap! Yes, you guys decimated that guy. I mean, Tyrannosaurus Rex crits. They're a thing, and they happen. And that dude,
damn.
Way to go. So yeah, you guys are back at Emerella. There's some changes have taken place. Man, we're gonna get a jump into all of that next time. Thank you so much to all of the buds for being here, hanging out with us every week. As this thing grows, it's literally just, we love it. We love this. We love you guys. We love each other. Like, this is genuinely, it comes from nowhere but a place of love. We love Dungeons and Dragons. We love just fucking people being themselves. It's fantastic to me. You're all beautiful and wonderful, and I love you very much. Each of you specifically, even you right now, like you. I see you. You there. You. Not you, Sean. Get out of here. You. No, but seriously, guys, we love you so much. Thanks for hanging with us. We do have a little, thanks to my cast, too, because you guys, you're fucking amazing. You guys, I love playing D&D with you more than anything on earth. We do have a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't, but we like to take a little lighter like this one right here. It's changed. Now it's the Pizza Week Crust one again. Don't know how that happened. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Thank you so much for playing D&D with us, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. That's how many hit points he had.